Hey, I'm Kalash, and I make cool stuff. I'm starting off with foam board pieces for the walls. Using a ruler, I added some lines in the foam so they look like boards. Then using a black pen, I drew on a wood grain pattern on all the pieces. And after many hours of work, I realized that all of my footage is gone. So here's a quick rundown of the events. I glued the 4 walls together and also added another foam piece for the base. Then I used some sticks to add more detail to the house, as well as a door and windows. For the roof, I baked 4 pieces of clay that hold the roof together. And then added a thin layer of clay in between as leather. I also want smaller covers for the windows and door, so I made them the same way. This time I have footage though. The leather part is made out of Cosclay because it's a more flexible clay than Sculpey. It's almost like rubber once it's baked. It was my first time working with it, so I was really surprised by how flexible it is after baking. But it works really well for thin pieces because they won't break as easily. To texture them, I went over them with a ball of foil. I did the same thing for the roof. Before I build the house any further, I want to make the base. I'm making a big tree, so I bent wire into the appropriate shape and then covered it with foil to bulk it up. To cover it, I'm using air dry clay. I never use this clay for anything because I hate working with it. Mostly because it always shrinks or cracks, but that's not a problem this time because I'm making a tree. After that had dried, I glued the tree on another piece of foam and covered it with a plaster mixture. I later decided I want some more texture to the ground, so I added sand into it as well. After everything had dried, I painted the tree dark brown. And then dry brushed it with a few different lighter tones. I gave the ground a more sand or light mud color. Everything is looking too brown, so I'm adding fake grass. And also a few grass tufts. To secure it in place, I added watered down glue on top and made sure to make a mess. And sprayed on isopropyl alcohol, which helps the glue spread. Since it is a wooden house, this will also be painted brown, but lighter than the tree. Then I added a black wash on top to go into all the crevices. and then a lighter dry brush. The bones on the roof get painted yellowish, and then with a white highlight. I didn't want the roof to be brown as well, so I made it blue. And of course, dry brushed it with a lighter blue. I added some twine that pretends to hold the roof together. And I used Mod Podge to glue the roof to the house. And also the other roof things. I made a few more bone pieces to add to the floor for safety railings. And wrap the same twine from before around them. You somehow have to get up to the house, so I made a ladder with toothpicks. Lastly, I added a tiny doorknob, and that's it. Thank you to my patron, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!